Yo, what's up, people? Don't mind me, I'm trying to make something to eat. Actually, I'm trying to make chim chim, but before the chim chim stuff, what I'm going to talk about, guys, today I'm actually talking about antibiotics. What is antibiotics? Antibiotics are prescriptions that are used to fight bacterial infections, basically, or to prevent the environment for bacteria to grow. Who uses antibiotics? Us, and mostly animals. Yes, mostly animals, or let me say agriculture. So plants and animals. Antibiotics is almost a part of our everyday life. They use it for chemotherapy, surgery, organ transplant. They use it to even treat our flu. You can take it through pills, ointments, or injections. Yeah, so there's something they're not telling you guys. Basically, antibiotics became popular around the 40s, 50s, and it was a huge success initially because the results were massive and it was effective. So the companies that were funding all those activities were profiting a lot. Around late 80s, 90s, let me say 90s, dawn of a new century and where we are now, the 21st century, antibiotics is actually not as effective as it used to be, and here's the reason why. The first reason is the antibiotics that we used to use to fight some certain bacteria, the bacteria are now actually used to the antibiotics. They've been exposed to different levels of antibiotics that the bacteria now, some of them even have the compounds of the antibiotics. Some of them has evolved to even create more protein cells to be able to even nullify the antibiotics attackers. Some of them, they can even sense it from afar, so they're already prepared, waiting for the antibiotics to come close, then they'll just make it ineffective. So some people are actually allergic to it normally, no doubt, but now what's happening is that it's ineffective, and now it's causing things like gut bacteria. How? Like, gut bacteria is like, we all have guts in our bacteria. I made a video on this, check my other videos and you see it. So the good gut bacteria, the antibiotics are so toxic to them, so it's killing them. So now it's making room for bad bacteria to grow up in our body. We're not having things like diarrhea, all those, intestinal pains in our walls, pains in our intestinal walls and all this stuff. So it's doing a lot of harm at the moment. It's still effective though, but not like before. And now here's the problem. The funding company that used to benefit from it, because they'll fund the scientists and all these projects, blah, 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 to be able to make this drug to better our life, they are now reluctant to actually do what they used to do before. So now, instead of them to actually be very, very driven for it, there's no morale because the gain is no more as it used to be. The scientists are now under pressure to come up with huge, innovative ways to make antibiotics work. One of the ways they're trying to do it is the antibiotics. Remember, I said before that the bacteria now recognize the antibiotics. They even have the genes and have even transferred it to other bacteria. So there are a lot of bacteria that antibiotics doesn't do jack to. So some of the reasons they are trying to do, some of the things they're actually trying to do is that they'll kind of disguise the antibiotics with a different type of molecules, so that if they inject it into you or you take it, the bacteria will not know that that is an antibiotic until it comes close and does the damage. There are other ways too, but I don't want to bore you with it because it's very complicated to explain. But basically what I'm saying is, don't always go for antibiotics. Sometimes you need to allow your body time to heal by itself. Except if it's something that you actually need, then go for it. But it's not any small panic, any viral flu, you go antibiotic. Because guys, you're going to misuse that, and sometimes those things, if you take it too much, it deposits particles on your kidney and your gut too. Like I just said, it's not really good for you. And if you're allergic to it, please just stay away. Instead, talk to a healthcare provider, and just make sure that everything is actually okay before you can take the antibiotic and shit like that. Most dangerous part of this antibiotic stuff is the animals are resistant to it. The same thing that's happening to you and I is the same thing that happened to all these animals. So these animals self, the antibiotic is not as effective as it is. So the bacteria are even getting stronger. So anytime we kill and eat them, we are at risk of developing serious infections. Worldwide epidemic. What am I trying to say? Take care of yourself, take ownership of your health, live a healthy lifestyle, and don't binge on drugs that you really don't understand. Alright? When I get back to my chin chin, I'll see you later. Bye bye.